I get the question all the time, Jordan, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, but when is someone going to jail? And I'm like, I can't put anyone in jail. Now, we have done 2 criminal referrals. We rarely do those. I mean, the facts have to be there. And so we did one for Brennan because John Brennan told us, oh, he had nothing to do with the dossier. Well, then this summer, ODNI Director Tulsi Gabbard released a report from the House Intelligence Committee from back in the first administration, which shows just the opposite. In fact, specifically, Brennan goes up to someone or someone approaches Director Brennan back in when he was running ODNI, and they say to him, or excuse me, the CIA, and they say to him, Director, excuse me, ODNI, because Clapper was at CIA. Right. He goes, Director, we shouldn't include this dossier in the intelligence community assessment. And Brennan says, they go, well, it just doesn't add up, doesn't hold up. And Brennan goes, yeah, but doesn't it ring true?
All right, Congressman Jim Jordan. I just had Congressman Tim Burchett here. He was wearing a winter jacket. You're not even wearing your sports coat. What's going on here? It's negative 70 out there.
I should have put one on. I wear it around the president. I should have a rule around the president and around Rubin. I should wear my jacket.
But
you're looking smooth.
At least you didn't roll the sleeves today,
well,
so
that's true.
You're staying warm. All right. I want to focus maybe on something that I'm going to do a little differently than with all. We're packing in like 20 interviews today, but I want to try something different with you because we know each other well. We've been doing this for years. Let's just focus on the good stuff for a moment. Everyone's always focused on the bad. I see a lot of good coming out of this administration. Maybe there's a messaging issue or something where suddenly everyone on the right seems to be freaking out. So maybe we start there.
Well, I always say we make the job too complicated. You're in elective office. It's pretty basic. What'd you tell the voters you're going to do when you ran? If you get elected, go do what you said. No one does it better than President Trump. He said he'd cut taxes. He did. Largest tax cut in American history. He said he'd secure the border. He did. Remember that great line in his joint address? He said, everyone thought you needed a new law to secure the border. Turned out you just need a new president. Yep. Very true. We did it in like 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
And in the big, beautiful bill, we then Congress then allocated, because there's a lot of it came through our committee, allocated resources to make sure the border stays secure. So largest tax cut in American history, largest investment in border security in American history in the big, beautiful bill. 2 other things that I think were important. And let me back up a second. The other thing I would say is this. The big, beautiful bill is good legislation because the left hates it. And the left hates it because it actually empowers families, empowers people, doesn't empower government. The left's all about empowering government. This is about empowering people. Largest tax cut in American history, largest investment in border security in American history. First time we've ever put in the federal tax code a provision where you get there's a tax incentive for school choice, which is so pro-family, so good. And then finally, the other thing I say that of the 4 I always point to is we also said, if you're an able-bodied adult and you're getting help from the taxpayer, guess what? From now on, you're going to have to do some work. Like that's a good thing for taxpayers. That's a good thing for our economy. And maybe most importantly, it's a good thing for that individual. Gets them on the path to working hard and experiencing the American dream. So all those things are positive. I think the big, beautiful bill is really going to kick in as we move into next year for the economy. And then I haven't even gotten into, President Trump said, I'm not going to let Iran get nuclear capability. He did that. We've helped our best friend, the state of Israel. On and on you could go. But yeah, there's always some people want to just focus on the negative. But I think this administration, as far as doing what you said you would do, no one's better.
What else would you like the administration to do?
I just want to keep it up.
Yeah.
Just keep it up. Now, I do think it'll help on the economy. We all agree with President Trump's objectives with trade policy, tariff policy. But I do think it will help our economy once that gets settled out. Because right now, the only thing providing uncertainty, President Trump and Republicans have said we've done good thing on the regulatory front, relative to energy, tax cuts. All those things are going to help our economy. You get this tariff issue settled out, which he's working on, then I think your economy really starts to take off.
So where are all the deals right now? I mean, are they just everyday phone calls are just still being made? Have they landed? Like where is everything?
I think it's mostly what you described. They're still working them out. And and look, here's the other thing I like about this administration. You like the people who are running these agencies. Go Go back 8 years ago when certain people he brought in, Jeff Sessions at Justice, which is the agency we deal with the most.
Yep.
Not the same as Pam Bodney and Todd Blanche and Kash Patel, not even close. Rex Tillerson running state compared to Marco Rubio. I mean, that's night and day. I mean, so this team that he's brought on board, and then you look at Treasury with Secretary Bessent, Commerce with Secretary Lutnick and those guys, and then foreign policy. I mean, good people who are with the president right from the start. Not this tension that we all saw 8 years ago in his first term. Right.
I keep telling people it's not going to get better than this. It doesn't mean that everything's going to work out perfectly, but how are you going to get a better team? You know, even having Bobby involved. I mean, you've widened the freaking tent, guys.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So what do you make of some of the I guess you could call it the impatience maybe by some of the people on the right? I mean, I know we can rail on the left all day long.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just nature of us conservatives. We dealt with this weaponization. When you think about justice, which the agency we deal with the most on the Judiciary Committee, you saw some. I mean, I get the question all the time, Jordan. Okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, but when is someone going to jail? And I'm like, I can't put anyone in jail. Now we have done 2 criminal referrals. We rarely do those. I mean, the facts have to be there. And so we did one for Brennan because John Brennan told us, he had nothing to do with the dossier. Well, then this summer, ODNI Director Tulsi Gabbard released a report from the House Intelligence Committee from back in the first administration, which shows just the opposite. In fact, specifically, Brennan goes up to someone or someone approaches Director Brennan back when he was running ODNI, and they say to him, the CIA, and they say to him, Director, ODNI, because Clapper was at CIA. Right. He goes, Director, we shouldn't include this dossier in the intelligence community assessment. And Brennan says, they go, well, it just doesn't add up, doesn't hold up. And Brennan goes, yeah, but doesn't it ring true? Just showing his true colors.
Crazy.
So we referred him. We referred this guy, Mr. Wyndham, who was part of Jack Smith's investigation. But yeah, the frustration you get from the right, back to your question, is, when you see all the things we saw, particularly what they did to President Trump, people get frustrated that we're not, that prosecutions aren't happening. But again, our job is to get the facts out there, refer people when appropriate, and we've done that, and we're going to continue our work.
Gold has officially gone mainstream. You're seeing it everywhere, and prices just keep climbing. Every day, more and more Americans are discovering the power of gold. But how do you actually take advantage of it? How do you invest in a way that's safe, simple, and built for the long run? That's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. Their specialists are trained to help advisors like you go from confused to confident, from wondering what's next to knowing exactly what to do. Whether you're looking to roll over an old 401k into a gold IRA, or you want physical coins and bars delivered right to your home, Noble Gold makes the process simple, secure, and stress-free. You'll get step-by-step guidance, transparent pricing, and U.S.-based service from a trusted team that's handled over $2.5 billion in precious metal transactions. With Noble Gold Investments, protecting and growing your wealth isn't just their job, it's their commitment. Visit DaveRubinGold.com today to claim your free wealth protection kit. That's DaveRubinGold.com. Noble Gold, helping you build a stronger future.
Right. So in some sense, it's not the satisfying answer people want, because they do want someone to, even, a couple of years ago when you were working all over the Twitter files and all of those things, you showed me stuff that, one of my tweets was definitely taken down by Twitter in coordination with the Biden administration. And as you said to me, you don't get any money, but you don't get a letter. Nobody apologizes to you. There's nothing you can do as an American citizen if your own First Amendment rights are trampled on. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. That's one of the things I talk about a lot as I'm traveling around the country, how close we were to losing fundamental liberty. The censorship was the best example. One of the stories I always tell is we had RFK Jr. come in. Bobby came in, did great. And I had him in when he was still a Democrat running for president as a Democrat. In fact, I had him, I had Tulsi, I had Taibbi, I had Sheldon. We should have had you. Yeah. I had him come in, and some of my buddies were saying to me, like, hey, Jordan, we thought you were conservative. You're inviting all these Democrats in. And I'm like, they're good on the First Amendment. Right. And they've all now either become independent or Republican. But when we had Bobby Kennedy in, The Democrat, now this is to talk about censorship. The Democrats made a motion. And this is a true story. You can go back and watch the hearing. They make a motion to go to executive session, which means you kick everyone out and no one can hear what's going on. So it's just the members. So they made a motion to go to executive session so no one could hear what RFK Jr. was going to testify to in a hearing on censorship. And I looked at him, I'm like, his name is Kennedy. He's like the most well-known name in Democrat politics for 3/4 of a century. And you guys don't want anyone to hear what he says. And he had a great line. And he said this when he endorsed President Trump a year later. He said, when you look at history, it is never the good guys who are for censorship. It is always the bad guys. Always the bad guys who want to squelch and limit what you can tweet, what you can say, what you can post, what you can read. It is always the bad guys. And we were so close. And like you felt it firsthand.
Yeah.
So
and I knew it. When it happened, I was like, this cannot just be Twitter. It's got to be something more. And then you showed the proof. Let me just ask you one other thing, because we're doing about 20 interviews today, and I find every time I come to this town, there's a certain depression or something within all the politicians, but not you. You always, there's a certain energy to you. You got a smile on your face. You seem to really enjoy the whole thing, even when it's not going exactly your way. Is that just the way you're wired, or have you learned to sort of keep a distance to some of it, or?
I think it's just, I think it's just being an American. I mean, we went, through a few weeks ago, we went, first time in probably since college. We weren't in Ohio for Thanksgiving. We went over to see our daughter, son-in-law, more importantly, 2 of our grandkids in Italy. And we had a great time. We were there for a week. It was great to see our grandkids and some of our grandkids and Jesse and Jared and hang out with them and Italian food and all. And it was wonderful, but it ain't America. This place beats we love traveling. My second favorite place next to America is Israel. We've been there 6 times. But nothing beats this place. And you think about the folks who started this thing that we're going to celebrate, 250 years next summer. They came here because in Europe, they said, you got to practice your faith a certain way. And they said, no, we don't. No, we don't. We will get on a ship. We will risk it all. We will go to this place called America. We can practice our faith the way we think the good Lord wants us to. And if we're willing to work hard, good things can happen. We can reach our goals, reach our dreams. That's America. And if you can't be happy about living in the greatest place in human history, look, this town is crazy and there are all kinds of goofy things happen, but it's still the best. This place is the best food, the best place to go, the neatest things, the highest standard of living, the most leisure, the most, you got a goal, you can make it. It's like the sports we have. There's so many things to thank the good Lord for, so.
Man, now if you could just convince some of your Democratic colleagues of that, we might be okay.
It's like sometimes I hear them talking like, it ain't that bad. Come on, relax a little bit. Like this. I don't know. Just this. It's a great place, and you know it. And you've been amazingly successful because you're talented and you work hard, and it's America. That's the story. Some people tell me like this business deal, and I go, you got to love this country, and we laugh about it, but it's true. It's an amazing place.
Pretty freaking great. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Always enjoy it.
If you're craving more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics, check out our politics playlist right here. And if you don't want to miss any future videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.